Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast today. These podcasts are brought to you in part by our sponsors, who really truly are what make these podcasts possible every week. O'Fallon Nutrition is a company that I've worked with for over 15 years. They're independently owned and operated, located here in O'Fallon, Missouri, right off of Highway K and Mexico Road. I call this place the Whole Foods of St. Charles County, but even if you are not located on this side of the river, it is still worth the drive. I can remember working all the way down at Powerhouse and still sending people out to O'Fallon Nutrition for their supplements. They are more than a supplement company. You can get grass-fed beef, salad dressing, seasoning for your cooking, hair care products, makeup, deodorant, toothpaste, essential oils, and all the vitamins and minerals that you can think of. If you're looking for clean, whole food nutrition, as well as home care, house care, skincare products, O'Fallon Nutrition is your place. You can take a look at them at o'fallonnutrition.com, or if you'd like to have something shipped, if you're listening to me from outside of St. Louis, you can certainly have items shipped. I know they do free shipping if it's an order over $50, and the phone number is 636-240-5283. Again, it's o'fallonnutrition.com. As well as if preparing your food on a weekly basis is your primary excuse for why you're not able to stay on a good, clean eating program, which is something that I hear very regularly from my clients, I would ask you to please take the time to check out Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com. They are a phenomenal place. We get our food from there during the week. They deliver to our Integrity location. They will deliver to your house. They also are just available for pickup. You can go to their Chesterfield location or their Kirkwood location and just pick up meals for the day, as well as just having them delivered right to your door. So if preparing your food is your main excuse for why you cannot stay on a healthy eating program, then I would suggest just stop by Pure Plates. Just try it. If you're trying to lower your blood pressure, you're trying to lower your cholesterol, you're trying to get your blood sugar down, try to do Pure Plates meals for a week and just see how different you feel. These are organic meals. They are gluten-free. If you need them to be, they can be dairy-free. They are soy-free. You're not taking any processed sugars or meat curing agents or preservatives. They really, truly believe in nutrient-dense meals that are just whole food nutrition. And I've had my clients, or I've made recommendations for my clients for years at Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com, or you can call them to ask questions at 636-778-3555. Again, remembering that they have a location in Chesterfield as well as in Kirkwood that you can just run by and pick up a meal today. Everyone always asks me where I get my meat from, and given that I really eat meat on a daily basis, typically beef primarily, my meat is very important to me. I have an autoimmune condition and I want grain-free, corn-free meat, and I just haven't found the confidence in stores in knowing that I'm getting 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And I have searched and searched and searched for the right farm, and I have found the farm. It's fedfromthefarm.com, fed, F-E-D, from thefarm.com. These farmers are amazing. It's a family. They're here in Missouri, and they have the desire, just like I do, to see people well and to see people healthy, and they put a lot into what they do. It's such a wonderful family to support. They do offer 100% grass-finished, grass-fed, meaning that's it. A beef, and I get my ribeyes, I get my ground beef, my ground sirloin, I get my chuck roast. I mean, they basically have everything. They even have awesome jerky, but they also have eggs, they have chickens, and they have turkey. I'm planning on getting a turkey for Thanksgiving, and if you'd like lamb, they have that as well. But if you are in need of good quality grass-fed, grass-finished beef, or quality eggs, chicken, turkey, don't just settle for what you're getting at the local store. to go out on the internet and check out Fed from the Farm. That you can arrange a pickup or you can have it delivered to your home. And I can guarantee you're going to taste the difference. For me, my health actually depends on it. So I really thank God to have found such a great farmer. Fedfromthefarm.com. I hope it blesses you.
Welcome to Faith, Fuel, and Fitness, the Integrity Way, with your hosts, John and Debbie Morris from Integrity Training Systems.
Hey, everybody. It's good to be back this week. Finally back in the studio with my husband. I'm so happy that you're here, John.
Hey, thanks.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Good. So we always start the show with the first segment talking about the definition of what it means to be a warrior.
Yep.
And the definition is a brave or experienced soldier or fighter. And so I just like to talk about what it took for you to be mighty, be strong, to battle through the week this week, how you stayed equipped, how you stayed focused. We're starting out the season with some sunny days and, some positive vibes are flowing, but that doesn't mean that complications are not going to come our way. Even you and I have a vacation coming up, but, that doesn't mean that things are not still going to try to sideline us. What have you done to suit up?
Me specifically, I have to armor up every morning with discipline. I have to implement things that I've come up with, such as praying. I have to think about what I'm going to do for my day and how I'm going to tackle it. And I have to try to put purpose to it, like consider my why and why I'm doing what it is that I am going to be doing for the day. I have to recognize the importance of the why. And then I have to tell myself how blessed I am to get to do that. The days, the nice temperatures, none of that actually matters to me. My brain is programmed in a very negative way. I wake up feeling weak, feeling negative, bipolar. I deal with anxiety, lows. And so it's a lot of training for me. It really is going to war. I think if people are listening and they're like, okay, yeah, it's a nice sunny day, it's one thing to say that, but it doesn't change my spirit or how I'm feeling. I challenge you to implement some things, such as getting into the Word, getting into the Bible, or just getting into your own head and trying to really appreciate what it is you get to do. Breaking down, if you feel overwhelmed or you're thinking you have too much to do, write it down, write it out. Look at what you actually have on paper and determine, am I actually afraid of this? Am I actually afraid of what the day presents for me? If you're feeling depression or low, I challenge you to look at what it is that's bringing you down and just ask yourself, is that really what's going on in your life? Or is there something positive that you can write down on the paper to say, okay, these things are actually going to outweigh this low that I'm feeling? But I go through that every morning. Every day I wake up, I challenge myself to try to really take that on, because I don't wake up spunky,
Right.
So it's a matter of warrioring up and saying, okay, I'm going to get through this day. And sometimes, as silly as it sounds, I even feel silly saying it to myself. I'll be like, okay, round 2, as I'm going into the back part of the day, like you get to do this, and you have to take this on and just prep for it, be ready for it, enjoy what life's given you.
Absolutely. I think that with the sunny days, what could be easy to have happen is you could be easily distracted. I'll just start having a vision of myself like walking down the road in Rosemary Beach, just sitting at my desk. I'll look outside and I'll see the sunshine. I will literally just start daydreaming about a very specific road in
Sure.
Rosemary Beach that I'm walking down, or, I'll just start daydreaming about, throwing food on the barbecue and like just being able to like have the back door open and the kitchen window open and having a breeze blowing through and making a meal for my family and just looking at all my family sitting out on the deck while I'm cooking and they're laughing and they're joking. Like, I don't know, it'll be a random Wednesday at 1:00 and I'll find myself on a day like today, distracted with the thoughts of that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I'll have to, kind of just really equip my mind to say, no, you actually have a really specific purpose today. You've got to stay on task. You have to stay on that purpose. And that day is going to come. That day is going to be Sunday, where you're going to spend the day with your family. You're going to schedule, a day with your mom and dad, and they're going to come over. You're going to spend a vacation with both sets of parents, and you're going to spend time with them then. So instead of being frustrated that maybe I don't get enough spare time on my own, I try to look forward to what I have ahead. You know what I mean? And I think on a day like today, it's easy to maybe get sunk with, oh, I wish I didn't have so many things to do. Instead, I think, oh, but I have this ahead. I have that ahead. And I think it's so important to schedule things like that. For us, I try to schedule our vacations like for the year. So I usually schedule a vacation in February with our parents. I schedule a vacation in June with our daughter. If I can, I try to schedule a vacation with just John and I alone in August. And then I try to schedule a vacation in October with our daughter. And then we bring a group of another family with us. And, I'll be honest with you, there's plenty of years where I didn't schedule any vacations because I think we probably went 7 without
7 years
without being able to take a break, because we were building our business, and I didn't take a paycheck for 5 years, so it sure as heck weren't going on vacation.
Right.
And I got tired of not going on vacation, and so just earlier today, John was telling this lady, if you give Debbie enough downtime, she'll dream up a business that she'll start. Like literally, if you make her sit down in a chair long enough, she'll come up with a business or a product that you can sell. And that's what I did. One day I just started baking because we had snow days. I just started baking and I created a bakery. And I got tired of us as a family not being able to take vacations. So I just created a business, and the business started funding our ability to be able to take vacations. And that might sound ridiculous, but it's not. It's legitimate. It's what allowed us to have the freedom to really, truly take a break. And in us being able to take a break that many times a year, our other business has changed dramatically because I've gone there and I've had the downtime to really be able to just see things in a different way. And God has opened my eyes to new possibilities and to really dive into different projects and to really take our business into different way, just a completely different place.
Right.
And it's also allowed me to be able to release stress in a different way. It's allowed John and I to be able to connect in a different way. It's allowed us to be able to connect with our parents, connect with our daughter. Why in the world am I talking about vacation? Because that's one way that I warrior up. I've got those vacations scheduled. Okay, how many weeks, John? How many weeks are we now till we go on vacation? 1 week, right?
Right.
1 week. 1 week till we get a break. 1 week till we smell the salt. 1 week till we walk the streets. 1 week till my dad and I get to go on morning walks together. You know what I'm saying? 1 week until we get to sit by the pool and laugh and joke and make dinner together, all in the kitchen. So today might be a difficult day. We may have faced some bad news. We might have some challenges ahead. Maybe we have a big build financially that we have to overcome because every month is a new month and you've got to facilitate the ability to pay the bills. But we have that ahead of us, right? We have that to look forward to. So that's, to me, part of my ammunition. That's part of my suit of armor, is having that vision of what's ahead, and looking forward to it, and being grateful and having gratitude that that's what's coming, right? But the other thing is having a vision for what could be ahead. So instead of thinking I'm stalled, I'm stuck, John and I have been in some difficult positions in our life, in our marriage and in the past 10 years, financially, with people that, have kind of, tried to take advantage of us. We've just had some difficult circumstances. But if you have a vision for how life can be, or what your desire is for it to become, then you can wake up every day and you can start serving that vision. And if it's a godly vision, he will bring that vision to pass. But if your choice is to focus on how bad it is every day, which we had plenty of seasons in our life where we could have, you will get stuck in that season, and that season will be literally like quicksand, and you will be down for the count.
Well, you'll just loop. I mean, it becomes a daily looping where you're just going to bed worried about and thinking about what you have to do the next day in such a negative way that you never actually get a breath of air. You don't actually get to live your life. And at the end of your life, I I can't think of anybody or imagine anybody that would say, I'm so glad I got hung up on the negative things that I dealt with in my life. You know,
Right.
it's like, yes, you don't just let things go. It's not just about being, free-willed and having no cares in the world. You obviously have to take care of what your responsibilities are, but try to enjoy the process. Find the things to look forward to as you move forward in life, to enjoy the process that is life.
Yeah, find the joys that life is presenting you. My daughter is a very positive child. In the middle of a lot of negativity, my daughter remains positive no matter what. Her smile can brighten anyone's day. And so in the midst of a challenge, I look at my daughter's smile and I immediately find joy because it's such a pure, natural thing. And so something that simple can bring joy. For more information on what we do at Integrity Training Systems, we're looking for people who want more, who are really wanting more for their life, more health, more flexibility, more stability, more strength, more oxygen, more peace, more calm, more light, more life in their life. That's what we provide at Integrity Training Systems. We help you to find more. We help you to achieve more. For more information on a free personal fitness assessment with any of our trainers, please take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com. For a 6-month nutrition program with myself, please give us a call, 636-299-2208. For nutrient-dense, gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods, please take a look at us at sophiesbakery.com. Hey, everybody. So glad to be back with you. You're probably wondering, okay, so she does nutrition and he does training. So when are they going to start talking about nutrition and training?
Yeah.
And we do that. We have shows, we had a doctor on. I mean, just last week we talked about childhood obesity and, we do talk about that. But a big part of what we do at Integrity is really inspire people to live a healthier life in all areas of their life, mind, body, spirit. And as a nutrition coach, what I've found is mind is usually the biggest block to really improve the body and the spirit. Like that's truly the roadblock.
Yeah, I mean, not many people can figure out how to go to the gym once they're at the gym. They can figure out how to eat clean when the preparation is there for them. It's getting the mentality to just do those steps
and to keep doing it,
get into it and set a discipline and set a routine and set a pattern. I have multiple clients that'll come in and say the hardest thing in the workout that they do is show up.
Right.
And so I think that that's a large part of it is the brain sometimes comes up with every reason under the sun why you shouldn't show up. You have something else you need to do, or I'm too tired, or I have to work on this, or it'll make my day too long, or, you always find something else if you let it that has higher importance.
Yes.
So strengthening your mind to understand that there are things in life that are going to be tough, not just in the physical realm, not just dealing with exercise and, keeping yourself well in that direction, but just overcoming. You have to strengthen your mind muscle. I mean, it's going to take work just like everything else does.
Right. I've been doing a study with Tony Robbins, and it's like an immersion study. So it's like beyond, just listening to a message. It's sort of like diving into the comparison of diving into the deep end of a pool and diving off of a cliff into the middle of the ocean. I'm just like really into a major message, and it's a lot of great information. So I have some quotes and some different things that I've really been meditating on, and just, kind of believing God for the wisdom to kind of know how to extrapolate the information and to be able to pass it on to people. But something that he said that really resonated with me is that you have to consciously decide what you will focus on daily, and also that progress requires strategy and focus. So in order to progress, you have to have a vision, and you have to be willing and committed to focus on that vision. But we have to first consciously decide every single day what we will focus on.
Right.
Again, we can wake up, like you said in the last segment, with the mindset of, I have so much to do, I wish I didn't have to do this. Or you can wake up with the mindset that all of this could be taken away from me on any given time. And in the most challenging times when you didn't know if it was going to be a go, or you didn't know if you could keep it going, you were fighting the good fight to be able to keep it going. But now that it's going, you're kind of like, I need a break from it going. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can make a decision to decide to wake up and say, I'm stronger than I've ever been, and I'm getting stronger every day. I'm healthier than I've ever been, and I'm getting healthier every day. I'm financially stable, and I'm going to be abundantly financially stable. Like you can actually speak this to yourself and decide to focus on this, or you can decide to focus on the other. And at the end of the day, where our energy is going and where our mind is going is what we're ultimately going to produce in our life.
Well, I think that what you're talking about is just battle fatigue. I think that anything you do, no matter how much you enjoy it, can be fatiguing. And I always think of, things in terms of, like we talked about in the last segment, a warrior or going to war or battle. But, as someone who's done MMA and done jiu-jitsu, I will tell you there's times that, especially in competition, when it's not just training, where you'll give consideration to the fact that you could just quit. Like someone's got you in a chokehold. I remember one of my tournaments that I was in, I ended up winning the tournament, taking first place, but one of my fights was hard fought because I found myself caught in a guillotine. So I was having the life literally choked out of my throat, and I was tired, and I didn't want, to continue. And I remember the thought actually coming in my mind of, you could just let him put you to sleep. And if you get knocked unconscious, he'll win, but no one's going to know that you didn't try. You don't have to tap, And I caught myself worried that other people would see me give up while considering giving up. And so I ended up just being able to push through. I said, no, I can actually fight out of this. I fought my way out. I ended up winning the match and winning. And the victory was that much sweeter because I knew that I could have not been victorious, but instead I was, because I decided to persevere. And I think that that's an extreme example, but we do that on a daily basis. If you're sitting at work and you're working what you feel is monotonous hours, like be thankful for the work and fight the hours. Fight while you're there, do the work while it's required, and just know that at the end of that is a reward.
So if health and weight loss or just some sort of dynamic change to your body composition is the goal, if you want to be healthier, if you want to reduce the medications, if you really want to make a change in your life, and when it comes to how you feel every day, you have to consciously decide what you're going to focus on. You can focus on what you don't get to eat, or you can focus on how great you get to feel.
Right. And I think that's one thing that happens is so many people start talking about what they deserve, or they deserve a cheat meal, or they deserve a break, or they deserve this day off. But what you actually deserve is to feel well.
Right.
What I deserved in that moment was to win because I was capable of winning, and I almost let myself not. So if you're hung up on what you're feeling in the moment and not paying attention to what it's going to lead to, you're going to find yourself completely disappointed on a regular basis, because the short-lived victories, the dopamine response of those quick hits, is eventually going to fail you.
Right.
And if you're not putting in the work to enjoy some of the long-won victories, you're going to find yourself in this perpetual state of disappointment.
Absolutely. When it comes to changing your health, you have to change your mind. You have to watch who you're spending your time with. What is rubbing off on you? What are you listening to? What are you watching? What are you surrounding yourself with? You're surrounding yourself with a bunch of unhealthy people. You're inevitably going to be an unhealthy person. So you have to determine, where is your focus going to go each day? That is what we do at Integrity. We help you to find that focus. We help you to determine, how to be successful when it comes to being healthy. What does it take? What do you need to be eating? How do you need to be exercising? What do you need to do to change your nervous system and to be able to find calm in your life? It's all being taken into consideration. Mind, body, spirit. That's what we do. We help people find more health and really to just achieve more in their body at Integrity. For more information on a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers, you can take a look at us at integritytrainingsystems.com. For a 6-month nutrition program with myself, you can give us a call at 636 299-2208. And don't forget, for healthy, nutrient-dense, gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods delivered to your doorstep, please take a look at us at sophiesbakery.com. Everybody, good to be back. So far, a great show, John. This is good information. I'm feeling inspired and encouraged.
Good. That's what we try to do here.
That's exactly right.
I mean, that's what we do inside of our four walls. That's why our four walls exist. You know, we used to operate out of other people's four walls, which was fine, and it served its purpose. But the whole reason we created our specific location was to create that atmosphere.
Absolutely.
I mean, the atmosphere is a large part of having the mentality and the mindset to do the things required to make yourself better, mind, body, and spirit.
Absolutely. Yes, we would be in other fitness centers and they were wonderful places and we were thankful for the opportunity, but it didn't have the same flow. Maybe they didn't have the same morals, the same ethics, it didn't have the same concepts or beliefs. And so it didn't have the same life in it and the same light in it. And so, a group of trainers just said, we want to continue to still work for you, but we want you to have your own facility. So, going on 10 years now, we opened up a facility and we also have a location in Clayton. And, we just bless people out of that facility all day long. Each person that walks in the door, we feel is a divine appointment. And we know that God knows exactly what they need, and he will give us the wisdom to be able to help them. And we have folks that come to us year after year after year. I mean, every year that we've been open, we have people that have been there since day one that actually helped us move things in when we moved in, so, and we wouldn't be able to do it without them. Something that I always think is, when people come in and sit down with me, they'll say, I'm about 70% right now. I'm doing, I feel like I'm a solid 70%. And I'll say, okay, well, why not 100? Why not 90? Why are we at 70? What's the problem? Well, I just, I'll have this come up or I'll have that come up. And I think, if you continue to tolerate these concepts that you can be disrupted, by this or by that, whatever you continue to tolerate is ultimately what you're going to end up manifesting in your life.
Right.
If you're willing to make those excuses, you will continue to not get what you're wanting to achieve.
Yeah, if you're in school and you're working towards something, you're not going to get an A+ on your report card with C effort. And if you look at what a 70% is, you put 70% in, the best that you should really be able to hope for is 70% out.
Right. I like the word dabbler in the immersion training I'm doing. He uses the word dabbler a lot. And that people will say, well, I should do this or I should do that. And he says, don't should all over yourself. I think that's kind of funny. Because, don't should do something, do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the word dabbler, and so I wrote down that dabblers are never happy. They are always disappointed because they are never achieving or truly accomplishing anything fully. They are touching the surface and then retreating to a safe place. A place where they are never truly happy. Go all in, give it 100%, give it everything you've got.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's the biggest thing, is safe place. The safe place has been created by habitual systems that you've developed over your life, and that's what's gotten you to where you are. So when you're explaining that you're not happy with where you are, whether that be with your fitness, your weight, how you feel in general, your health, your wellness, that is a safe spot that's been created by everything that you've done. And if you want to get out of it, you actually have to get out of it. And That's going to require change. And the change is going to be it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to put you in positions that you don't want to be in. It's going to have you doing stuff that you don't want to do. I mean, last segment I used the reference of tournament, going back to the headlock. I had to press into the headlock and experience the pain of that to get out of the headlock. If I had just stayed in the headlock, I could have probably stayed there for a while, but eventually it would have caused me to go unconscious. If you're leaving yourself in a position just because of comfort, you're going to find that that's where you stay, and you're just going to deal with the unhappiness of that comfort, because the reality is you're not actually comfortable there. You're just used to it.
Right. And I think the word dabbler really means something, because I encounter people that are dabbling all the time.
Well, it's what we do. People want something and they dabble in exercise. They'll do cardio one week but not do it the next. Mm-hmm. They'll get one workout in but then go 8 days without a workout. They'll eat clean perfectly and flawlessly for 5 days, but then they're off for 2. But the problem with dabbling, being off for 2, on for 5, working out once when you should have done 3 times, doing 3 times next week, and then going back to once, is you're going to see that same kind of result, and that same kind of result might actually be closer to nothing.
Right.
And that's because you've dabbled in it. But what the problem is for most people, I find, is they don't think that. They think that they're giving it, then maybe they do come in and tell you 70%.
Because they're doing more than what they were doing before.
Because they're doing more than what they're doing before. They're
right.
trying really hard.
But they're not getting
a result. And that's great, but you have to expect the result for the work that you're putting in.
Right.
So if you're looking to drop 10 pounds and you're only putting 70% in, it's probably not going to happen. So you have to set your expectation for the amount of work that you're putting in. And if it's a dabbled amount, it's going to be a dabbled result.
Right. I had a client that was going through a real serious, stressful time, and it was a very genuine situation. And they went off on their food and kind of, had some bad meals. And she messaged and said, I'm stuck, I'm stalled, it's not moving. I've had a lot of stress. What more can I do? I had the bad meals, but they're not enough to keep, to cause me to not lose weight. And the struggle is that's a false,
that's
a false thought, because that's exactly what they are. They're enough to keep you from losing weight. And that's what's happening, is you're not losing weight. Now, don't retreat and don't give up just because that came in, but take the next month and go back all in. Right. You had a circumstance, you made a choice, you did some poor, you made some poor choices. So go all in. And don't ever try to work towards achieving perfection. Work towards achieving going all in. Giving it 100%. Right now, I'm giving my life 100%, but do I walk around looking like I should be on the cover of a magazine? No, but I would be looking much worse if I wasn't giving it 100% of what I could give. And so because of my health, I can only give what I'm giving, but every day I challenge myself to give a little more and a little more and a little more. And I do it. Right before the show here, I just walked up and down the block for 15 minutes because I can. Well, maybe a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Right.
I wouldn't have even felt good enough to do it.
I always tell people to chase persistence, not perfection. Mm-hmm. Persistence means that you're going to try to be better with each day and do your best and not give up. Perfection means that you're never going to make a mistake. And what happens is, if you chase perfection, if you're able to achieve it for any amount of time, when you stop achieving it, everything usually comes crashing down for good. Whereas if you accept that there's going to be missteps, there's going to be hiccups, there's going to be fall-offs, there's going to be mistakes, you can understand that when that happens, it's just about getting right back into training, getting right back into the work, getting right back into the goal, and remembering your why and accomplishing the task. Again, to compare to jiu-jitsu, while we're on this topic of me almost getting choked out, perfection would be that I get ticked off at myself for ending up in a guillotine. I could have gotten mad, like, oh, I wasn't perfect. He got the headlock on me. This is a submission. I should give up. Persistence is, no, I'm going to fight through this, and I'm going to try to come out on the other side of that. If you give up every time you're put in a proverbial headlock, you're never going to find any form of happiness or joy in the completion of anything. You really have to look at life as it's a long stretch. It's cross country, not sprints. And if you're hung up on every sprint distance, you're going to find that you just sit in a perpetual state of unhappiness. You really have to come to this place where you say, okay, I had a hiccup. I missed a week of workouts, but I'm going to get back on it, and not a place where it's, I had a hiccup. I missed a week of workouts. Why is my weight not changing?
Right.
Why am I unhealthy still?
And you have to go back to that focus. I'll use myself as an example. If my focus is only on what a scale says, if my focus is on that I have to look the way I looked 20 years ago when I didn't have an autoimmune condition the way that I did, then I may feel like a failure every single day.
Sure.
But if my focus is on going all in and giving 100%, then I'm going to look at that 15-minute walk today, and I'm not going to go home and try to figure out if I lost weight from it. I'm going to say I came into the radio show energized. I am alive. I am ready. I have circulation. I feel great. I had fresh air in me, and I was able to walk for 15 minutes down the road. And a year ago, I don't think I felt good enough to do that.
Right. You were pretty sick.
Right. So I'm going all in. I'm 100%. What would be a safe place a year ago? To not have the courage to walk down the street, because what if I felt like I was going to pass out? I don't want to be on the side of the road and pass out. But I've had the courage to daily take steps in a direction to where I believe that I was going to be stronger and stronger and faster and more flexible and take in more oxygen and refuel my cells and just improve my health. And I see myself like I can see inside myself. So when I'm walking, I'm visualizing the impact that walk is having on me. I'm thinking about my cells receiving that oxygen. That's how deep I'm going with trying to achieve healing, because I know that God is my healer and he's caused me to triumph in every area of my life. And with long life, he will satisfy me, but I have to do the work. If I just walk around in fear all day long, then I'm never, ever going to get there. So I have to take steps in faith, and I have to step out. And today I got out of the car and said, I'm going for a walk.
Well, I think that, when you look at the mental strength that comes out of even the 15-minute walk, that's going to be the key. The mind and the spirit are getting just as strengthened, if not more strengthened than the body. And that's something that I'm recovering with now. Is I hurt my back. I don't even know how many months ago now. I was rowing at the gym and I snapped the cable, and I ended up flipping back off of the cable machine, gave myself concussion and hurt my back. My back's been out kind of ever since, and I'm just now getting back to working out. And the two guys that I work out with are able to kind of run circles around me right now, and I found myself like not wanting to go to the workouts, kind of like, I don't want to get ran circles around. I don't want to be the weakest link. I don't want to be, but that's just fear. That's just fear keeping me in my safe spot of, well, I'm just not going to work out then, but that's not going to change me.
And you're not happy there either.
I'm not
you're
there.
Never
I'm not
happy in that fear spot.
So it's like now I've got my
is.
3 workouts a week going back again. And, am I as strong as I used to be? No, but I'm getting stronger, and my mind and my spirit are refreshed by just getting in there and getting some work done.
That's what that comment said. Dabblers are never happy. They're always disappointed because they're never achieving or truly accomplishing anything fully. They are touching the surface and then retreating to a safe place, a place where they are never truly happy. Go all in, give it 100%, give it everything you've got. Let us help you go all in. Let us help you give it 100%. For more information on meeting with a personal trainer, take a look at us at integritytrainingsystems.com. We can set you up with a free fitness assessment. For more information on a 6-month nutrition program with myself, you can give us a call at 636-299-2208. And for nutrient-dense, gluten-free, dairy-free, healthy baked goods delivered to your doorstep, or for pickup at our Integrity location, you can give us or take a look at us at sophiesbakery.com. everybody. Good to be back. Great show. I feel encouraged. I feel inspired. I mean, this is just good. Like, I want to take things to the next level and go all in. And we just pray and believe for the same for you. John and I are very candid. We put everything out here on the line. We don't try to act like we are macho bravo in here. Like, we know, I don't even know what that means. But
I think you just made that up.
Okay, yeah, we did. Like, we're tough and we never do anything.
We don't just pretend like we're
strong and healthy.
We don't just pretend like we're gym owners that are in good shape and don't have anything that we're dealing with, because we're not. I mean, we're people who have to overcome just like everyone else. And I think that there's a lot of that out there nowadays, people that just kind of try to show you the best side of what they have, the greenest part of their grass, but it's just not reality. You know, everybody has things that they have to cope with, deal with, and we have health issues. Health issues is actually what got us into this industry.
Right.
You know, and so we continue to deal with those on a daily basis, and we just want to help others overcome as we have.
Yeah, this quote that I saw the other day says, use the pain. Don't let the pain use you. Use the pain to drive you to a better life. Grow from it. Use it to make you wise. Take that wisdom and equip yourself for a better, brighter day. Set yourself up for a comeback. That last part was mine. Let the pain drive you to a better place. So use the pain. Don't let the pain use you. And I like the fact that it says, use the pain to drive you to a better place. So if I want a better life, and I do. I have an amazing life, and I'm so thankful that I have the life that I have, to be honest with you. If I die tomorrow, I will have died an incredibly happy woman. I am so thankful for all that life has given me. But I do have some struggles and some pain, and what I've done is I've chose to use that to teach other people, to help other people, and to, find a way to get them through those circumstances even better than I was able to get through. And to be completely honest with you, the reason why I do what I do was because in 1999, I passed out on my driveway and got hauled away in an ambulance, and I spent the next 2 years trying not to die. And that is why I do what I do for a living, and that pain and all that I had to overcome, and 22 different doctors and all of the different circumstances is what led me into all the areas of study that I've gone into. First it was just traditional nutrition, macronutrients, and understanding, those types of profiles. And then it was functional medicine. I've studied traditional Chinese medicine. It's all of these different nutritional therapies in ways that we can change, people's lives through food. And then, of course, I've been a personal trainer for over 20 years, and I've studied that. But repetition is the key to mastery. Consistency in a great task can change your life. What has happened is I've remained consistent with the message. And the message that I have is that I believe food is truly the vehicle to a life change. It's the starting point. Exercise is amazing. Like I said, the walk I just took I feel refreshed. I feel great from it. I'm so glad I did it. When I take 10 minutes to stretch, I get more circulation. I feel amazing. So I'm not discounting exercise, but exercise without the food, you just simply will never receive that full benefit, and you will continue to struggle. But if you can really get started on that food and really make the point to make the clean decisions and to get the toxic ingredients out, you will start to see changes. And that's why my message is so consistent. Where did the message come from? Why am I so passionate about it? Why am I so strong about it? Why does it sound like I'm jumping through the microphone at times to try to get you to, not eat this food and to eat this food instead? It comes from the pain. It comes from 22 different doctors. It comes from going down to 85 pounds and then going all the way up to 150, having no idea what to eat, following registered dietitian's advice and having it cause me to go up to 150 pounds, and then having my thyroid shut down because of it, not having anyone tell me what foods I should have been avoiding that were causing my immune system to attack me. Why am I so passionate? It's because of the pain. The pain has driven me to really, really want to help more people. Now, I don't know what your pain is. I don't know what your circumstance is. Maybe it's financial. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe you've lost your job. Maybe there's something's happening with your child, or maybe you're in a health crisis. Whatever that pain is, let it drive you out into a better place with your life. Don't get stuck. Don't settle in it. Don't let it cause you to retreat, because the only true way to fail is if you give up. If John would have given up in that circumstance, unfortunately, he would have failed at that match. Now, I would have never saw him as a failure. He would have been a winner in my eyes because he got on the mat. Okay, he had a broken back. He had so many different things in his life. He should have never even been on the mat. Getting on the mat made him a winner, but unfortunately, he would have failed at that particular match because he would have been choked out and the other guy would have won, right? But he didn't. So the only way to truly fail in life is to quit. So never quit, never give up. Just keep fighting. Keep fighting the good fight of faith.
I get that a lot with training, where people are like, man, how do you know this stuff? Like, how do you know how to rehab a shoulder? How do you know how to avoid putting that in the back? And how do you know how to lift for this injury? And it's like, because I had it. It's like I've taken the pain and all of the injuries and all of the circumstances of my life, and I'm now implementing it into my training style to help assist people to avoid and or rehabilitate from the same problems. And so it's using that pain to press forward. Now, we're not trying to tell you that you should change your career if you're dealing with something, but what we're trying to explain to you is when you need help with something, when you're struggling with a pain, use that pain to better yourself and find someone that can help you do it. It doesn't matter what it is that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a financial struggle, I'm not your advisor. Do not come to me because I don't know how to help with that. But what I can help you with is if you've got some physical ailments or issues, my company can help get you set up with a trainer to correct that. If you're struggling with your food, or if you're trying to get better with your food and you don't understand why it's still a struggle and things aren't working the way that you think they should be, that's what Debbie's for. She just gave you a dissertation about why she got into what she's doing. Find someone who is using their pain to help others and use it to help yourself with your own.
Because there's passion behind that.
Correct.
That's what they're fueled by. That person is fueled by passion, and they will stick with you every step of the way, and they will not give up on you no matter how many times you try to retreat, no matter how many bumps in the road, no matter how many scuffs and how many times you skin your knee. They'll stay in it with you. We've stayed in it with clients year after year. If they've kind of added a little bit more weight, maybe had some issues with their health, we don't give up on them. We stick with it. But getting to the root at what keeps triggering you to choose food as your comfort instead of the Lord as your comforter, that's a really, really key factor. What is triggering you to use food as an idol? What is triggering you to never take the time for self-care and to not exercise? These are really important topics, and I am the type of person that sits in front of someone and in a loving fashion with the wisdom that I feel like God imparts in me. I will sit in front of you and say, it's not just about calories. There's a reason why you keep going to this food. And until we find that solution and that answer, we're not going to recover you.
Well, it's just like when I started working with you on nutrition, I had 100 pounds to lose, and you made it very clear to me that you could tell that there was something going on that was causing me to eat and drink the way I was. And that if we didn't associate that to the weight, that we would pull the weight off, but I would just gain it back.
Right.
And so it was like, if I wanted to really make this thing work and make a lifestyle change, I needed to get to the root of my issues, what the cause of the 100 pounds was, so that once that was corrected and the 100 pounds came off, I didn't put it back on.
You needed to make a mind change.
Right.
And when you make the mind change, the body and the spirit come along with it. That when that spirit is strong, it can overcome some of those mind issues. But when the mind becomes stronger in a negative way, it defeats everything. So make the mind stronger. Make the mind the strongest muscle you have. I just want to encourage you to stay in faith If we can help you, we really want to help you. Give us a call, 636-299-2208. We'd be happy to schedule you for a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers. To get connected with me for a 6-month nutrition program, take a look at us at integritytrainingsystems.com. And don't forget My Healthy Bakery for nutrient-dense, gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods delivered to your doorstep. We would be more than happy to bake for you. Take a look at sophiesbakery.com. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for being here, John, and God bless you all.